Kia ora and welcome back to the second part of our look into creating custom characters in Modern Age. In this episode we'll be taking the custom backgrounds that we made in part 1 and creating professions and drives so you can create a complete character for a Stargate themed Modern Age campaign. As detailed in Modern Age, professions define what a character does, or at least what it done before starting the campaign. Unlike backgrounds, professions tend to be things the character chooses, although some will find their way into their profession due to circumstances, such as a street urchin will often find their way into some sort of pickpocketing profession. Access to certain professions is also associated with the character's background, particularly its social class, social classes being outsider, lower, middle, and upper class. Professions in Modern Age come in 3 specific brackets: physical, social, and skilled. An example of a physical profession is the commander. An example of the social profession is an artist, and a skilled profession is the investigator. For us, we are going to have our physical profession will be the warrior Jaffa. These will be the lower class of Jaffa, but if you really wanted, you could make higher class warriors. This will be things like your ninja Jaffa or your ashrak Jaffa. However, you can go the other way and have outsider-based Jaffa warriors, such as the Sodan, who are a sect of Jaffa who rebelled against their gods over 5,000 years ago and started worshipping the ancients, or the Haktal, which were an all-female-led faction of the Jaffa who, funnily enough, also rebelled against them. These groups would be outsider as opposed to lower. We then have our skilled one. These would be our pilots. Pilots tend to also be the engineers, and these are the skilled Jaffa who fly everything from the giant Al-Kash to the nimble death gliders. And finally, our social one, these will be the Jaffa priests who rally the population into worshipping the Goa'uld. Now, I mentioned physical versus non-physical professions, so we can see here the commander is a physical upper profession, whereas the expert is a skilled but also upper class profession. The physical professions, such as our commander, actually gain a +5 bonus to health, reflecting the rigours and risks of such work, but they actually get a -2 to start and resources based on the profession's focus of the physical elements, taking time and attention away from acquiring accumulated resources. At least initially, you can always start focusing on resources once you're adventuring. This essentially balances the addition of 1 improvement +5 health with the removal of an equal improvement -2 resources. As you can see, the commander starts with 20 health plus his constitution, but only 6 resources even though he is upper class, whereas the expert is 15 health plus constitution, but he starts with 8 resources. On page 18 of the basic rulebook, it actually had professions below your class. Okay, so if you began with the corporate background, you would have an upper class background. This defines your upbringing. However, you choose to become a pilot, this is actually a middle class profession. As you can see, middle class is 1 step down from upper class, so your resources of 4, remembering this is -2 because it's a physical profession, you would actually add 1 onto your resources, giving you a total resources of 5. Middle class. The custom professions in page 7 of the companion actually has it the other way around. Say you are an exile, which is an outsider, and you wanted to become a merchant, which is a middle class. What you'll do is take your resources and actually lower it by 1 for every step that your background is from your profession. This shows that you started with nothing and you're slowly gaining up the class ranks. However, you haven't quite fully hit middle class. So in this example, we would have 6 resources for a social middle class merchant. However, our exiled outsider is 2 classes beneath it, therefore we would start with 4 resources. Okay, and the final piece of information we have is the custom professions table. So when you are making a custom profession, you have a choice of 2 specific ability focuses. These will be focuses relating to your profession. A choice of 2 specific talents, once again relating to your profession, a start in health of 20 plus constitution for a physical profession, or 15 plus constitution for every other profession, and a start in resource score modified by your background and affluent level with a -2 modifier for physical professions. So putting all this together, we will start off with the Jaffa warrior. we have the all-important information, the backbone of the Goa'uld army. These Jaffa are skilled fighters. They rely on brute force and intimidation to enforce the will of their gods. So your focuses for this is going to be accuracy, Zat Nikatel, or fighting staff weapons. Remember, with the custom weapons we made in an earlier episode, the staff weapon is actually both a ranged and a melee weapon. The talent will be Overwhelm or Tactical Awareness, and your health being a physical will be 20 plus Constitution, but your resources start at 2. This is 4 for your general lower class, minus the 2 for the physical. We will then move to the Jaffa Pilot. This is a skilled lower class. So every Goa'uld knows that the most intimidating attacks come from the sky, either destroying a city from space or bombarding it with flybys. It's up to the Jaffa pilots to enforce their god's air superiority. With that, you are going to have the focus of dexterity piloting. This shows your ability to pilot the Death Gliders, or intelligence navigating. This shows your knowledge of maps, so you can pilot the Al-Kash to different locations through hyperspace. Your talents will be Fast Fury or Navigator. Your health will be 15 plus Constitution, and your resources will be 4. And finally, we have the Jaffa Priest. This is a social middle class. I've given it middle simply because, they're the ones that funnel all the tithe between the populace and their god, so they generally should have access to better resources. The priests both serve the Goa'uld personally and minister to their conquered populace. They perform the rituals that keep the Jaffa in service to their gods. It's often the priests that inform the embalming ritual, which puts the infant Goa'uld inside the Jaffa. Being a social class, we are going to be going over the focuses, willpower faith, or communications etiquette. And our talents will be influencer or inspire. They will also have a health of 15 plus constitution and a resource pool of 6. Now we can have a look at custom drives. So this is an example of a drive. It is the Achiever. What we have is we have our all-important description. You want to accomplish things for which you will be recognized. Some achievers want success, fame, and accolades, while others are looking to leave a more memorable legacy. But all achievers are keenly aware that life is short, and everyone has the same number of hours in a day. It's how you spend them that actually matters. So they all start with a quality and a downfall. For the achiever, your quality is ambition, knowing what you want, and you're going to go after it. And your downfall is obsession. You become too focused on your goals and unable to see anything or anyone else. Each will have a talent, which for the achiever is expertise or inspire, and an improvement. For the achiever, this is membership, resources, or reputation. The 2 we are going to create today will be Faith in My God. This shows the Jaffa who are still loyal to the Goa'uld, and Freedom from the False Gods. This is for the Jaffa who believe the Goa'uld are false gods and are willing to fight for that belief. So, a quality and a downfall. With a quality, this shows a quality in your persona. For Faith in My Gods, your quality is going to be loyalty. They are super loyal to their gods. So this will be, they put the needs of their gods above their own life if needed. And your downfall is similar to your background flaws in D&D. This shows a flaw in your character and something to roleplay into. For Faith in My Gods, their downfall is blind faith. They will blindly follow any commands from their superiors, even if it leads to their death. For Freedom of the False Gods, their quality is righteousness. They passionately believe that what they are doing is best for their people. Their downfall is zealousness. They adherently believe what they are doing is right and will turn their backs on their friends and family to achieve their goal. Just think of Teal'c turning his back on his kid and his wife. So your custom benefit table for your custom drive, it'll have a choice of one of 2 specific talents. If you get the same talent twice, this will in fact put you up to the next level in that talent. So you can start at an advanced level in a talent. And you have a choice of 1 or 3 of the following improvements. Health, which will give you a +5 increase. Membership of 1 rank. Resources, a +2 increase. Relationship, intensity of 1 rank. Or reputation of 1 rank. So the talents we are going to be choosing for Faith in My Gods, we are going to be having Command and Hardened. And Freedom of the False Gods, this is going to be Contacts and Inspire. And the improvements we will have, Faith in My Gods will have Health, membership or relationship. So the health shows the improved health that the symbiont gives you. The membership will be your membership in whatever faith you have, and your relationship, depending on how high you are in your particular religion, you could actually have a better relationship with your Goa'uld. Think of the servants who actually witnessed the Goa'uld eating their own young as some weird ritual when Anubis first came into power. Only certain people actually had privilege to that sort of information, and this is based on your relationship. And then freedom from the false gods, once again health because, symbiont. But you will have a reputation. Think of Teal'c's reputation. He was known from thenceforth as the Sholvark. Or a resource improvement. Resources because making a rebellion can cost money. Putting them together. Faith in my gods. To you, the Goa'uld are true gods. The power they wield is only matched by their drive for conquest. With your unshakable faith, you would happily give your life to see your God's will upon the galaxy. Remember, death in the service of your God ensures a blessed afterlife. Your quality is loyalty. You will put the needs of your God above your own life if needed. Your downfall is blind faith. You will blindly follow any commands from your superior, even if it leads to your death. Your talent is command or hardened, and your improvement is health, membership, or relationship. And freedom from the false gods. To you, the Goa'uld are parasites who have enslaved your people and forced them to fight and die for nothing more than broken promises and hollowed ideals. The power they wield is nothing more than stolen technology, and their empire is built on the backs of thousands of your dead kin. Your quality is righteousness. You passionately believe what you are doing is the best for your people. And your downfall is zealousness. You adherently believe that what you are doing is right, and you will turn your back on your friends and family to achieve your goals. Your talents will be contacts and inspire, and your improvements are health, reputation, and resources. So here is a list of everything we've created today. With this, you should be able to create fully fleshed out Jaffa backgrounds. You can create Teal'c by having Jaffa as the background, a Jaffa warrior as a physical lower, and then freedom from the false gods. That would be the same for Braytak. If you wanted to do a priest, you could do a priest who still has faith in their gods. You could have a Jaffa pilot who becomes an engineer working for the Tauri. You have so many different options here, and like I said, you've got a whole heap of other options just based on the Stargate lore that you are free to explore and create should you want it. So we will be doing a third and final part of this series where we'll be looking at new focuses, new equipment to match the new focuses. This will be a focus in Zat'nik'tel and the focus in staff weapons. We'll have obviously the Zat'nik'tel, we'll have the staff weapons, we will have new armor and shield options available, and we'll be actually creating a whole new specialization for Jaffa to aspire to called the First Prime specialization. This should give them an improvement on command as well as an improvement on your toughness and the ability to wear more specialized Jaffa equipment. So, kakatiano, and thank you for watching.